Hey, what's up, love? How you been? I've been checking out your posts. Um, I think I posted a couple to my story. Um, you still make sea moss, right? I need to get with your sea moss. Your sea moss is the only sea moss that I bought if I didn't get it from like local. But I need yours. Also, I hope you've been well. I hope things are going good for you. And I definitely need to tap back in and catch up and check out what you're doing. I've been tapped in here and there, but when I get some focus, I'm definitely going to tap in. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Happy Sunday and full moon blessings, y'all. I'm feeling good. I've literally been up all night. This full moon energy for me is intense. And I've been kind of like meditating, prepping, and preparing myself for this reading. I felt like this was going to be a really big reading for myself and for anybody who's in tune. When I tell you I was screaming, when I tell you like, yes, love. We definitely got to tap back in for real. But yeah, the energy feels really different. 2022 has been a different vibe anyway. If we break down the year 2022, it's 222, right? 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. And 6 is about earning and manifesting. And I've really been focusing on manifesting hardcore. Y'all see, I've manifested some great things this year, personally, professionally, within my business. And so I'm just eager to see how 2022 ends. What's up, DJ Concrete? So, before I even get into my reading, y'all gotta get tapped into my manifestation journal. Now, they don't just come in pink. If guys are interested, they come in all colors, but I am a pink girl, so I got pink. All right? Manifestation journal. And so if you're part of my community candle, if you're part of the community candle gang, which I got lit right now, if you're my close friends, I need you to go to my story and see the candles that's been lit. I also have some client work going, so I do personal work too. Okay, so for those of you that don't know or who'll be watching this on a replay, I do community candle magic, specifically money attraction and energy clearing. These are things that the collective have issues with the most. We all need money, and we all need, to have our energy kind of cleared and things removed. So I assist with that. Sometimes I'm burning other candles. Like right now I got a protection candle going. Okay, so sometimes I'll do stop gossip. It just, whatever I feel like burning to go alongside it. So the community money attraction is free for 30 days. It's 11/11 after. It's on 2 platforms. It's on OnlyFans and then through my Sam's card, an online shop. But right now it's closed, right? Unless you're like a longtime supporter or somebody you want to get back in it. Right now it's currently closed because I want to work with the energy that's utilizing the candle. And it does interact differently when each person joins, right? That energy is being worked on. And so right now I have about, I think almost 40 people all together on both platforms. I have 40 people who have joined the community candle magic, and I'm getting great results. Some people are getting small results. Some people are getting big results. And that's to be expected. It's community candle work. So everybody's energy, I'm helping kind of clear it. And that's why sometimes I'll burn like 2 money attraction candles or 2 energy clearing to kind of pick up that energy from everybody. And let me tell y'all how I don't even burn personal candles for myself anymore. I use the community candle magic as well. I don't burn personal candles. I do client work, and I use the community attraction. It's very potent. I continue to get raises. I started my business with the money attraction oil. And so this year, I damn near got a 10% raise, like out of nowhere. Well, it wasn't out of nowhere. I actually started burning the candles again. And I got almost $10,000 added to my pay. And that's just, my matrix job, like what I like to call it. And I started this business back up in January. I had kind of stepped away for a while. And things have been consistent. I got booked for a couple events this year. I haven't been booked in a while. So the money attraction, the work, the money attraction soap, which I have available, but I'm about to take that down shortly. So make sure you grab it if you can. It's at $25 for 2 bars now instead of 40. But yeah, all that stuff is potent. I keep my empty bottles. Girl, I keep mine too, and I might bring it back. If I do the money oil, I gotta do it on not back order, pre-order. Because I have to have time to get the oils together, the herbs, you know what I mean? Get all the supplies, and you know how I like to have them bottles looking nice, the labels right. So everybody's been asking for it. And so I feel like I need to bring it back. So I definitely maybe will put it on, do a pre-order or something like that. And it probably won't be available, unfortunately, prior to like the new year, just to give me some time to get myself together. But it's worth it. You already know. It's worth the wait. So yeah, I'll be working on that. But I do have the money attraction soap that is available for a limited time. I might keep it around for the holidays. I'll see. I got a lot going on. So y'all know I don't do this for money. I like to make money, but I'm not worried about like sales and stuff like that right now. I got a lot of stuff going on. So I just want to make sure that I'm not biting off more than I can chew. And that's a lot, doing all that shipping and stuff and packaging and all that by yourself. It's a lot, it's a lot to keep up with. And I like to do things right and take my time. And sometimes I have to rush things because of my schedule. Yes. So this, however, I don't have to make this. I just created it and it gets straight to you. This is the Manifestation Journal. It's available at, used to be called the Urban Mystic Store, but it's uniquedivination.com for domain. I lost that domain for whatever reason. I don't know. But if you click the link in my bio, it's right there. I think it's like $15.99 or something. But if you use the code COMMUNITY, you get 15% off. And that's on any product or service on the Urban Mystic brand store or in my Sam's Cart and stuff like that. If you use Community, you get 15% off for everything. So go ahead and shop. I just redesigned some the Urban Mystic hoodies. We have a new logo, which is right here. It just seems more fitting. Some people was getting confused and kept asking me, did I do lashes? I'm like, no, because of the eye. You know what I mean? So just makes more sense. It's a macabre with an eye, a butterfly, an owl. And to me, I feel like that's what represents Urban Mystic. Just having that knowledge that's not accessible to everybody else, kind of using your third eye. Butterfly representing transformation. And the macabre is geometry and it representing the universe, so to speak. So, yeah. Make sure you get it, especially if you're a part of the community candle gang. You can track your results in real time. So it's technically a book of shadows. It's whatever you want it to be. Affirmation, you know what I mean? So I've been writing it here. I wrote the date that I got it, right? So I've already been writing it here, manifesting what's going on. And then when I said I was going to do the full moon in Aries, I've been preparing for it all day. I even did some research on the RAM. So we'll get into that in the reading. But I wrote all of it down here in my manifestation journal. So I'm using this to do research, write commentary on my readings. Like everything that I feel spiritually is going to motivate me or connect me to help me manifest is going in this book. So y'all tap in, and once you tap in, let me know that you got it. You know what I mean? Do a video, whatever. I'd appreciate that, okay? So what's up? If you want to hang around, I'm about to get into a reading, but right now I'm doing a little bit of housekeeping, just talking about some products of mine. So full moon blessings, happy Sunday. But yeah, the manifestation journal, it comes in blue, white, pink, yellow. It comes in really nice colors. 100 pages. Loose leaf kind of binder. It's very easy. I like this. I don't know what this is. The cover to it, I'm slow, y'all, sometimes, but it feels really good. I like how it feels. The visuals, like the writing, the font, it's not cheap looking. It's really nice, if y'all can see. And so let me just read a couple things on here. Manifesting, of course, is all over the book. Manifesting my reality. Have a front seat to the glow up. And op ain't stopping nothing over here. I can manifest anything I want. No limitations. Everything I desire to manifest is written in this book. I told you I was built for this. The limit does not exist, right? So just some things, you know, visually to kind of help keep us motivated. And of course, manifest in different font with the Urban Mystic logo. So this is something cute, kind of stands out. You know, everybody was making the manifestation journals, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure out how to make one until Teespring finally created something that was very easy. I'm a little slow, y'all. I know I got a whole bunch of degrees and stuff, and I'm doing great things, but sometimes I'll be having slow moments. I just can't catch on to certain stuff. So this is very easy. It was easy to make, and I was so happy that I was able to create it. And so you guys need to tap in. Like I said, the code that I gave you is only like exclusively for like my Urban Mystics peoples, like for real. People that are on my mailing list and people that are a part of the community candle gang. So community, and that's 15% off all my products and services, okay? A little secret, okay? And I'll only say that here. Otherwise, only people in my mailing list and the community candle gang know about that, okay? That 15%. All right, so just wanted to bring that up, okay? Also, I took the semester off. I'm currently in school for my doctorate's degree, and so I'm available for readings. It's possible to get a same day. It's possible to get a same day, but I'm doing 30-minute readings for $50, okay? You have to purchase the reading first, and then hit me up, and we'll schedule it, okay? So a lot of people like to try to hit me up and like negotiate a time. We can negotiate a time, but if you don't purchase the product, then I'm not going to hold that slot. So just kind of keep that in mind when you are thinking about or deciding to book a reading, okay? I'm also available for events. I did 2 events this year. After COVID, things kind of slowed down on events and, you know, doing stuff. But I did 2, so that was really good. Made good money. I'm available virtual, and just fly me out. Wherever you want me to be, I will be, all right? So I do events, any kind of event, all right? As long as there's no smoking there, of course, you know, I got rules and, you know, things that I don't want to be around, but nonetheless, talk to me if you're interested in having me for an event, a virtual event, motivational speaking, tarot reading, manifesting, small business. Those are things that I kind of tap into, okay? You're most welcome, love. You're welcome. All right, so full moon in Aries. Full moon in Aries. Like I said, this energy is wild. I haven't slept. I've got a lot going on, and the waxing moon leading up until the full moon has just gotten me, I don't know, I have like all this energy. And then when I lit the candles for the community, the candle work, the money attraction, the energy clearing, I have protection. And then I have client work on here. So I was sitting in front of the altar and kind of meditating, and I just felt so serene and peaceful, and just kind of tapped in, spiritually connected and just open. And usually when I do like full moon readings, I really don't talk about the things that I do, like prep. I know y'all, I don't come off like really spiritual or, but I do things before I do full moon readings and sometimes collective readings and altar work. I just go through a preparation stage, and it may last all day. It may last for like 6 hours, 1 hour. It all depends on the energy and what it is I'm really preparing for. So I just started preparing last night for the full moon and Aries reading, and lately I've been really focusing on the animals that are aligned with the zodiac signs and kind of what they represent, and just using those animals' traits and characteristics and applying them, to us, and how does that work out for our zodiac sign. So that's just something really interesting that I just kind of been focusing on, and I'm going to share some information about the Ram. Okay, so this is going to be a long reading, y'all. I feel like I need to pull out a lot of cards, so come in and out, it's okay. This will also be available for the replay, okay? Something else, I'm always forgetting something. I'm not good at this stuff. I'm getting better, though. I also have badges, okay? I also have badges, and if you go to my link tree, you can donate. If you like my makeup's getting better, y'all. I slayed this, yo. If you like my hair, you like my outfit, my background, my scenery, you just like the vibe, you like the reading, go ahead and donate and support. Is usually going to me getting more candles or, bills, whatever. But it's greatly appreciated because I'm an introvert and it takes me a lot of effort and time to do all of this stuff. Yeah, my energy, y'all, is so limited on the things that I could focus on. So I greatly appreciate, okay? So I got badges. Also, don't forget to share. Don't forget to share, right? If you already follow me. If you don't follow me, I need you to share this. I need you to follow me and share again, okay? Definitely somebody that needs this message, okay? And for those of you that know my readings, know that I'm pretty much on point with things that I talk about. Don't be stingy. So go ahead and share and get these readings out, okay? I really appreciate y'all for doing it, all right? So I got talked about badges, sharing the video, following me. If you want to join the community Candle Magic, if you see this video, if you're on the video, participated during the live, let me know and I can set it up. Otherwise, it's closed. I'm going to be focusing on the energy that's in the community candle work already. And like I said, it's almost like 40 subscriptions, okay? So where am I going off of? Oh yeah, manifestation journal. Click the link in my bio to get it, and write any and everything in your goals, anything that's going to help you manifest the things that you want in life. And it is so possible, y'all. My supporters know, y'all know where I've come from, how I looked, my equipment. I came a long way. The work shows, you guys tell me that. So y'all know I'm not out here finessing. I have to live a good life. I have to make money in order for me to sell things like that. I have to be able to manifest things. I can manifest whatever I want. Anything that I've wanted in life, if I don't have it now, I'm on my way to getting it. Okay, so that's just the way my energy is set up. I'm blessed and highly favored, and I just love to pass that energy on, because when you want great things, you have to be in the energy of like-minded people. So I'm one of those people. I don't like to toot my own horn, but I need to start because I do a lot of great things, and I'm really proud of what I do. And I'm working on recognizing my achievements and what I do for the community and just in general as a human being. I really enjoy, I don't like people, and I'm an introvert with my Capricorn self. So, but I do love human beings. I love watching people grow personally and develop. I got a lot of supporters that been with me. I've been out since 2016, and I didn't even realize. Sometimes I don't even realize the impact or the supporters that I have, like my following. I take things for granted sometimes, and I have to sit back and say, well, damn, Unique, you built all of this. So I really appreciate the people, that have been day ones, been with me when I was shipping. Man, I don't even know how I was shipping some of the stuff I came a long way, right, to the products now. And some of y'all know that have used those products. So you know that all of this is authentic. It's real. I try to be as authentic as I can. Right. Y'all say that I'm psychic, intuitive. I never really gave myself that title. I always just thought that I had really good intuitive skills, which is mainly how I developed this skill as a tarot reader. I just always had really good inclination and really good intuition on things. So I just appreciate y'all for supporting me, my energy, my business. I'm not always here. I don't always show up. Those are my own battles that I have to deal with. And it comes with self-esteem, self-validation, self-love, and just being more confident, right? And that comes with shadow work, which is also things that I do. So I'm here. I arrived, and I love y'all. And I just wanted to say that real quick. But yeah, I came a long way. So you definitely have to, purchase some things, being around people, energy that you want, okay? And so I have really good energy in my home. I don't have a lot of people in my house. Nobody comes to my house, only my family. I'm really strict about that, like who enters into my space. I do not play any games. I have a fingerprint lock on my office door where my altar is, okay? I'm just funny about energies and stuff like that around certain things, especially my altar and stuff. But yeah, I take pride in what I do. I do all of this myself. Product, service, entrepreneur, spiritual entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 15. Matter of fact, I did my hair. I've been doing hair, y'all, since I was 15 years old. So this ain't nothing. This is some light work right here. There's some light work right here. You know what I'm saying? I done had locks, 2 sets of locks. Summertime I had braids. Now I'm getting into my little sewing middle part. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I'm just all the way around a vibe, and I'm just really appreciating that and acknowledging me and my light and what I'm here to do on this earth. So if y'all rocking with me, let me know. Yeah, tap in, okay? Definitely tap in. So if you have any questions or anything about any services I provide, just DM me, okay? So this reading, back on track, is about full moon in Aries. And as I talked about earlier, I've been doing research on the animals that are associated with the zodiac signs. And the animal that's associated with Aries is the ram. And so something that I didn't know, and I hope y'all didn't know too, otherwise I'm going to feel really silly. But I did not know that a lamb, a sheep, and a ram were all just sheep, right? A ram is a male sheep. A ewe is a female sheep. And a lamb is a baby sheep. I didn't know that, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me know if y'all knew that, or let me know if you didn't know it. Don't have me out on this ledge by myself. But yeah, I really didn't realize that. I mean, I never really looked into rams and sheep and stuff like that. I never, had a connection, so to speak, with sheep as far as I'm a goat. I'm a sea goat, Capricorn. And then my moon is a Taurus, a bull, right? And then Cancer, the crab. So I don't have too much Aries in my chart. There's no really real reason for me to really to connect with the ram. But I've been feeling very connected to the ram lately. I don't know if it's the alignments. Let me put my phone on mute. Do not disturb. For somebody come home. Yeah, I don't know if it's. I feel like it's maybe the alignments right now that whatever the planetary alignments or something. But this Aries energy has been coming up. So unless you're on the farm, most people don't know, so don't feel bad. Okay. Because I was like, dang, All right, and I love animals too, so I always like to, learn little stuff like that. So ram, interesting animal. And the things that I'm talking about, we're going to incorporate this into how we need to move, what we need to watch for, what we need to do, how we need to look at life, and how we need to tackle our goals and things we want to manifest, okay? So I learned that you should never turn your back on a ram. I know you know that, Geechee Fairy Godmother. You should never turn your back on a ram. They have a 300-degree field view, okay? They're a very aggressive animal. Communication is limited. If you put your hand on the head, they're going to think that you're trying to attack. Like, if you look them in the eye, they're going to try to headbutt you. So that's just something to think about. And so our manifestations, people around us, our environment, don't turn your back on nobody, all right? So that's trust that comes up, trust issues, right? Not so much not believing somebody, but not trusting that people can get the job done. And right now they can't. For whatever reason, you're responsible for things, and if you turn your back, it's going to go to shit, all right? And this is definitely a spiritual meaning for me. I just hired a new supervisor, I got new staff, and I've got to go away, so I've got to kind of remember to stay tapped in while I'm going to Indiana next week. But yeah, so never turn your back on a ram. They have a 300-degree field view. No, that's me. That's me. I like to do this just in case. That's me. That's my personal page. Rams can cause injury or death. They're very powerful, right? They can cause, so they have blunt, when they hit you, that's blunt force just coming at you in a short period of time. Think about that. Maybe things are coming your way, blunt force, maybe things are happening so fast. Maybe you're feeling aggressive. Maybe people are being aggressive to you. Just take everything in regards to what I'm saying about what's coming up in regards to this animal, and just apply it to what's going on in your life right now. How do you need to move? What do you need to watch for with the people around you or your environment, okay? So rams pretty much mature into a male adult between 5 and 7 months. And so I feel like for manifestation purposes, whatever you're focusing on, between 5 and 7 months, okay? Between 5 and 7 months, if it's one project or several projects, but whatever you focus on, whatever you're trying to manifest, it'll be in completion in the next 5 to 7 months, all right? There's several things, but whatever specifically should be in your manifestation journal. 5 to 7 months time, okay? Give yourself time. You may have to do some research. You might have to get some resources. We don't know, but just give yourself time. And allowing that 5 to 7 month time frame allows you to breathe. You don't have to move fast paced. You can have a game plan. You can focus. Get your journal, buy your journal, and write out what the game plan is for the next 5 to 7 months. You might be able to get it done sooner. You never know, but just, I don't know, hearing that time frame might kick or initiate something in your subconscious, okay? Rams use their horns to fight for dominance. They use their horns to fight for dominance. Let me share this too. I ain't even share. I'm tripping. Let me share it. Oh, did I share it? Here we go. Share. I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot to share it myself. I'm just going to share this real quick with some people. Hopefully they can tap in. If they can't tap in, it'll be available on a replay. So, right, they use their horns to fight for dominance, all right? So what that means is also that their horns weigh more than any other bone in their body. All right, so defense is on their head. So if I'm looking at this as the aspect of a person, if we're to take on that traits, maybe your crown chakra, you probably may need to guard your head. That also may mean to use your head as a weapon, communication, words, instead of talking so much, use your brain power, so to speak, as a defense mechanism and as your protection. It's going to be replayed. I just want to let everybody know. So that's interesting. So right now, if you just now tapped in, I'm talking about the full moon in Aries, but I'm talking about the ram itself and what it means, what it represents, how does it act, right? And we're going to apply that to us and how we're going to move. And so let me just go over real quick for those of you that missed. You never turn your back on a ram. And I said that may be trust issues going on in your life right now. Either the job can't get done without you, or it could be, that you just can't trust certain people around you right now. So never turn your back on a ram. A ram has 300-degree field of view. Okay, so you may have people in your life that are nosy, right? Always in your business. Think about that. The fact that you can never turn your back on somebody. Also, look at that as a friend aspect, right? Maybe you done fell out with somebody and you feel like you want them out of your environment, but you need them. So be careful who you turn your back on, right? They cause injury or death. I also talked about how it takes 5 to 7 months for a sheep to turn into a ram. Male adulthood, 5 to 7 months. So if you have any projects or anything that you're trying to manifest, I'm putting the time frame out there of 5 to 7 months for your most important projects that you have to take care of, okay? Because the ram becomes a ram 5 to 7 months, okay? So I just feel like something, again, make sure that you got your manifestation journal, you're planning, you're researching things. You may be able to manifest these things sooner, but that's the time frame that I'm just applying because Spirit's just telling me to apply that. So whoever's watching this, 5 to 7 months, okay? Take your time. Things are going to play out how they're supposed to. And then I was just that rams use their horns to fight for dominance. And their horns weigh more than any other bone in their body. So that is their defense. That is their crown. It is their defense mechanism. It is their weapon. So it's a weapon and it's for defense too. It's attack and it's defense. Heavy, heavy is the crown, So think about all the responsibilities, the things that you got going on. And what are you doing to get out and fight every day to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to manifest what you need to do, right? Is your crown light? Can you take on what's going? Are your horns light? Are they heavy horns? They should weigh more than your body spiritually if we're talking about a ram, okay? So think about that. And so that means the energy that you're putting into to manifesting stuff. Do you have excuses? Do you let people deter you? Do you let people talk down on you and you get discouraged? Do you talk down on yourself? Right? So just think about that. Heavy is the crown. Your horns, a ram's horns weigh more than everything on their body. Okay? So they're built for attacking. They're built for defending. Aries is war. A ram is war. They're always aggressive. They're always angry. They're always ready to fight. You can never turn your back on them. Okay? And so these are the characteristics that you're going to have to incorporate under the full moon and moving forward. I would say into the rest of the year, moving into the new year to get you and push you through what you need to do. Even the next 5 to 7 months, just take on these aspects of a ram. This may be somebody's calling for, you can be spiritually connected to a ram right now. Do you have a spiritual animal that you're attached to? You know what I mean? Like, for a long time, I was attached to like crows, ravens. They're still my spirit animals. I feel like I could gather them as I go through my spiritual journey. Right now it's an owl, right? Owls was always coming around me, and they're still incorporated. Even Renee Reflection, I don't know if you're still here, Renee, but she did a reading for me, and It had an owl in it. That reminds me, I have to do a reading. Somebody gave me a free reading and I've got to look at it. And it's probably a reason why I forgot, because it's going to probably be, it's probably going to have meaning now. So I got to look at that reading that was sent to me. Hey, Renee, your friend, she sent me the reading. I gotta do it. I have it. You reminded me, because you did the free reading for me and it was an owl in there. So yeah, what else do we have going on? Oh, this is interesting. Rams hang out with the same group of males most of the year rather than going beyond their comfort zone. Let me say that again. Rams hang out with the same group of males most of the year rather than going beyond their comfort zone. Okay, so, and that's for me too. Definite, always, message, cards be reading me. You're out of your comfort zone still, right? And that's why you've been feeling uncomfortable, uneasy, anxiety, on edge, along with everything else going planetary wise, you know. You're out of your comfort zone and you're trying to go back in it. If you want to manifest, if you really want to manifest what you want in your life, you cannot move backwards at this point in time. Now, there are times where you have to take 2 steps back to move 4 times forward or whatever. But this is not that time. Right now is the time for you to continue to feel uncomfortable. I don't like it, y'all. My stomach is, I'm so like, and I know y'all too. Anybody that, you know, follows me, we're very tapped in. We're very spiritual, empath, feel everything. And I just be anxious because I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Things are moving at a fast pace sometimes. Sometimes things are standing still. I don't know. It's just a lot going on. I can't catch a break. Like, it's always something to do. The day is done before I've done anything, I feel like sometimes. And I feel like I'm in a period of my life where I don't know what's next. And I don't like that, being a Capricorn sun, Taurus moon, Cancer rising, Mercury, Capricorn, Venus, Capricorn. Like, Capricorn is all in my charts. So, like, I have to know what's going on. I have to have the next game plan because I got to make a move. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always on the go. I'm always trying to climb up that mountain. It really has been weird energy as of lately. I'm finding myself resting a lot. Yes, me too. And I used to feel bad for not doing anything. I'm not enrolled in school this semester, y'all. And at first I felt weird, but I'm like, just breathe. Just breathe. You know, sometimes when we don't know what to do, just breathe. You know, don't even think. All those things will come to you once your spirit, your mental, everything's aligned for you to be able to download and get new information, you know, from, you know, your higher self and God, you know. So just breathe, you know, just breathe. But the comfort zone, you have to stay out of the comfort zone. A ram hangs out with the same group of males most of the year rather than going beyond their comfort zone. And so it's built into them to not want to push forward. And so for those of us, including myself, that are feeling lazy, that want to put things off, I was supposed to mail out packages Saturday. The post office is literally down the street. Online, it said it closed at 2. Okay. So I decided to wait to the last minute. I got there a little bit after 1 and it was closed. It closes at 1, even though it said it closed at 2. So I was a little upset about that. But if I just would have got up a little earlier, I don't have anything to do. I'm not in school. I could have made it. So, you know, we're going to have to push, give a little bit more effort. It's okay to be lazy sometimes, but don't let it stretch. There has to be a balance because once you get stagnant, it's hard to start going again. I started exercising again. I started incorporating yoga before I exercise now. And now that I've started that practice, when I don't stretch and when I don't do yoga, my body's like aching. My body's been talking to me. And I've been honoring what my body's been asking for: rest, especially sleep, eat, not eating. You know, I was eating too much for a little bit. I had gained a couple pounds back. So just be careful about being lazy and putting things off because you just don't want to do it. Get out your comfort zone. Once you do something, you know, and you break out of that comfort zone, you're like reprogramming your brain. Your brain can always be reprogrammed, okay? Doesn't matter how old you are. And you can reprogram your brain. But you have to break those bad habits and those bad patterns that you built and you've created and that was put upon you through society and family and all the other layers of the matrix and social constructs and cultures and subcultures that we deal with in this physical realm. All right, so push yourself. Get your ass up. Look, I be cussing myself out. I be like, look, bitch, stop being lazy. You know you got to do this. With great, you know, power comes great responsibility. Like, you wanted this. This is what you got to do to get it. Okay? So, I got a C. Last semester, y'all, I almost died when I seen that C. I begged. I was at it was like 79.98 something. I begged the professor to let me redo a paper or something. She said no. I didn't think I was going to pass a semester, but apparently a C is passing. I didn't know that because I only get A's. But that's the first A I got in my doctorate program currently. And that's the first C. I carried a 4.0 in my master's program. In my bachelor's program, I think I carried a 3.0. So I was a little disappointed in myself, but however, I allowed that to happen. I tried to blame people, this person, that person, this, that, and the third. Ultimately, it's me because I have to prepare myself to manifest and to win and to do the best that I possibly can. And I slacked a little bit. Yeah, I did have things going on, work, school, kids, whatever, but that's not an excuse. When you're a great person, when you strive for excellence, when you have great things that you want to manifest, there's things that you're going to have to do when you don't want to do it, period. No more complaining. I mean, shit, complain and do it too, but really, no, let's not complain and do it too. Let's be grateful to do the task that's going to allow us to manifest what we desire. Let's switch up how we look at things that are painful, dieting, you know, eating right, exercise, you know what I mean? Oh, I like to exercise, but getting in that rhythm, it's very hard for me. I'm a slow starter. You know what I mean? Like I'm a slow cooker, but once I get going, I don't stop, right? That's that Capricorn Sun, Taurus Moon. So yeah, once I get going, I can't stop. But yeah, don't allow yourself to get caught up, to get in a place of comfortability, because you'll get stagnant and you'll lose the momentum. You might lose your timing. You know, you might miss an opportunity. And if it's for you, it'll come back. But why do you want to keep putting off things that are supposed to be for you, right? When you're not aligned, you miss opportunities. Some of them come back, some of them don't. I feel like they're always going to be out there in the universe. All the possibility. There are no limitations. But you can only manifest and attract what the energy that you put out to get it. The energy that you put out to get it. So if you want great things, once again, I'm going to keep hitting on that because it's important to understand that if you want great things, you're going to have to do a lot of work to do it. You know, you're going to have to put some work in at some point, you know, and maybe it'll get easier down the road. I always believe in working smarter, not harder. When you learn new things to help make things easier, do so. But it's a journey. It's your story. You're the main character. How do you want to play? Where do you want your story to go? How does your movie go? Okay. Also note, it said that rams hang out with the same group of males. So right now, and Aries is a masculine energy. So just be aware of being not balanced in your masculine and feminine energy. And it has nothing to do with the physical, which, I mean, it can too. My readings apply to everything. If we're looking at it on a physical aspect, maybe you're just hanging around all guys. For me, I'm a boss. All my direct reports are men. I'm the only girl. It's been that way for a long time. When I was in a police academy, I was the only girl out of like 19 guys. It was crazy. I'm always in a male oriented environment, and it's difficult for me because then I start taking on those masculine energies, which are fine too, but I still have to remain feminine, and make sure that I'm still operating in my feminine energy and, you know, balancing it with that masculine energy. So when I go to work, I make sure I'm slayed, I'm laid. I make sure that I'm not raising my voice and yelling. Well, sometimes. But ultimately, I try to use active listening. I try to use my feminine power, my feminine energy to gain authority and control. I don't try to be aggressive. You know what I mean? With men, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. So just be careful about being around too many guys. Hang out with some girls. I don't really have any close friends. I have associates, but I've been tapping into YouTube channels where they talk about their feminine energy or just like girl stuff. I'm tomboyish. I play the game. You know, I'm feminine, but I'm like a boy. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. But like, I've been getting into makeup. I was never a makeup person. My daughters like makeup. I was never a makeup person. I like shoes and fashion, but I never was into makeup. I just didn't understand it. I couldn't get into it. But now my bathroom is filled with all types of makeup stuff. Like, I watch tutorials on how to put on makeup, you know, doing hair, just trying to accentuate my feminine energy visually, spiritually, emotionally, on all aspects. Just doing a feminine energy makeover. You feel me? And I feel it. I feel great. I feel empowered. I feel when my feminine energy is out there, it's being respected, it's getting what I want, you know, it's helping people. Like, I feel that. And then I feel when I have to tap into those masculine energies, you know. So just be careful of that, just hanging around men, period. Or, you know, maybe you're not balancing, you're operating in your masculine energy too much, and this can be a sign to kind of step back and focus more on the feminine energy, letting certain things come to you, as opposed to going to get certain things, you know, or like I said, just really active listening, not being so calculated, right? So this is a weird energy, a weird time right now. And so, yes, we always have a game plan. We're always writing in our journal, but we're going with the flow at the same time. And masculine energy is straight lines, left, right, up, down. Feminine is the curve, the flow. Okay, so that's relax, breathe. You know, the masculine is masculine, writing down things, game plan, writing it out. The feminine aspect is going the journey and allowing yourself to have faith and understand that everything that you want in life is going to manifest as long as you keep moving forward and go with the flow. That's the feminine part, okay? So that's really important. And we've been lacking in that. You know, we can write in this journal all day. If you don't believe, nothing's going to happen. And then most importantly, if you don't put action into the things that you want, it's not going to happen. You know, you just can't write stuff on a piece of paper and then be like, poof, it's there. Now, miracles do happen, but generally speaking, you have to work for what you want. You know, some people, and, you know, in life think that things really come out the sky. And then we have them spiritual workers and them gurus that really be telling people like, yes, you can literally manifest anything. Just like think about it and it's there. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Yes, you write it down, you do your vision board, you write out goals, but you have to believe and you have to have an abundance mindset. You have to have faith, and you have to walk and take action, okay? Faith without works is dead, all right? So this is calling now. If you're watching this now on a replay, this is a message to get your ass up and stop talking about it. You know, those people out there. I also recognized and realized that it's a lot of people that like to talk about doing things, but they really don't like to do it. They like to talk about working out. I'm one of those people, especially with working out. But I'm not no more because I've started back working out. But yeah, they talk about what they're going to do, all their aspirations in life, this, that, and the third, and they don't do anything. And then they complain. And they say their life isn't the way they want it to be. Well, what did you do? Besides just hope and pray and dream and talk about what you could have did and this, that, and the third. Like, what are you doing to help like manifest. You don't like your job, like what are you doing did you start your own company so that you can eventually make money to get out of there? You know, things take time. It just don't happen overnight, right? So what are we doing? What's the action that we're putting towards when we got our manifestation journal, when we're writing, when we're saying these things? What action are we putting towards it? Okay. All right. We're not lazy over here. You know, sometimes things happen, but we got to bounce back and get back into it. And that's what I'm here for. Jump rope. Most callous. Yeah, that's a good idea too. I be doing high intensity stuff. When I was in the police academy, we did P90X, we did yoga, and we did insanity. And that insanity, I mean, back then, I did the police academy in 2010, so it was like new and on the scene, and it was crazy. So, yeah, I like to do things that are high intensity at a short amount of time. So, yeah, thank you for that. That's a good tip. Yeah, I used to weigh 221 pounds. I don't know how much I weigh now because I don't have no batteries on my scale. I got to get some. I had gained a couple pounds, but I was around like 175 the last time I weighed myself. So I go anywhere between like 165 and 180 now. Yeah, but and that took 7-8 months to work off like 60 pounds. It didn't just happen right away. There were times where I ate all the snacks in the world. There were times where I was so on point with, you know, my new lifestyle. But when I backslid, you know, when I ate junk or fell off my, you know, plan, I didn't beat myself up. I said, tomorrow's a new day. And it felt good because I wasn't beating myself up and I just continued to focus. And when I had a setback, I just regrouped and I kept going. And I lost that weight. I was a big girl, y'all. It was crazy. Big girl. Whew. My face don't even look the same, yo. Right, so we gotta stay on the course. What else about Rams? We ain't even got into the reading yet, y'all. This is just about the animal. I love this. I love this so much. This is gonna be a long reading, so. Rams have very good eyesight. All right, so this is a calling on you to pay attention to everything that's going on. I don't want to hear, I don't know, I didn't know, I wasn't aware, at work, wherever. If you're one of them people at work, I didn't know, Nope, we need to be on point with everything. We're paying attention to everything, our surroundings. We're paying attention to our body, our environment, how people respond to us, how we respond to people, our triggers, how we communicate, our body language. It's time to have like 20/20 vision. Okay? It's time to be clairvoyant. It's time to pay attention to stuff and stop being oblivious to things that's going on around you. Maybe you don't want to see things. Maybe there's things going on in your environment that you keep trying to ignore. You know, a partner, a situation, at work, personally. I don't know. But we need to be on point and we need to be aware. And it's happening. And you know it is. Right? So this could be a message or a confirmation for somebody. Pay attention. You know what's going on. We got to deal with it. We can't, you can't not have confrontations in life. Some people don't like confrontation. I don't like confrontation, but you have to have it. You have to move forward. And the feeling doesn't go away. Anxiety, when you have confrontations, you have to learn how to work through those things. Okay? I just throw that out there. Sometimes icky feelings don't go away. We have a variety of range of emotions that God gifted us with so that we can feel them and know what feelings we want to incorporate in our journey, in our movie. You know, how do we like to feel, right? Or how do we move with that feeling? And sometimes anxiety, confusion, it doesn't go away. And you have to learn how to manage and work through those things. It's okay to have anxiety or be confused or don't know what's going on or angry or upset. It's not okay to take things out on people, but it's definitely okay to feel emotions, vent, write them down, transmute that feeling into art, something. You have to release it, right? And if it happens again, okay, it happens again. But you have to release, and that's the most important thing when it comes to processing emotions. I'm doing a reading. You have to come back later. Good morning, son. I love you. All right, so where was I at? Yeah, good eyesight. They're protectors, they're leaders. All right, so in this period under the full moon, or I'm gonna say until the end of the year, you're going to be placed in situations where your leadership skills or your protection skills are being developed. I already know for me, I just got enrolled into the leadership development program at my job, in my corporate job. And so I'm going through something that's helping me be developed as a leader. I had to send out this 360 survey for direct reports and other people to fill out on me. I take constructive criticism pretty well, so I'm eager to see what it is. But you guys as well, there's whatever, it doesn't have to be work. There's something in your life where you're going to be right now, if you're watching this, especially for people that's watching this and for people that don't even know what's going on. You're going to be put in training spiritually, emotionally, to be a protector and or a leader. All right. And you're going to be going through training, so to speak, spiritual training, emotional, whatever kind of training, actual training at work, wherever. You're going to be going through this process and this training all the way to the duration to the new year. All right. You're being prepared. You have to protect something great. You have to lead something great. All right. If you want it. Other things about Rams, they're very sexual in breeding. If they're on a farm and they become, I don't know, in heat or something like that, you've got to make sure that there's no visual between the male and the female. Like, you can't have an open gate or a fence, wired fence, none of that. No, it has to be, they can't see each other. All right, so a lot of sexual energy. All right, so maybe you're not being sexually fulfilled. If you're single and can't find anybody, I don't know. I'm just kind of identifying things right now. Maybe you're in a relationship and you're not sexually fulfilled in your relationship or with your partner right now. Maybe there's some sexual fantasies that you want to play out or you desire and you're afraid to tell your partner, okay? A lot of sexual energy. Sexual energy is creative energy. That's the sacral chakra, okay? So if you can't release that sexual energy, which you should be able to with, masturbating, if you don't have a partner or anything like that, or, play out your fantasies, as long as they're not no crazy stuff, Jeffrey Dahmer type situations going on. But it's okay to have sexual fantasies. It's okay to be aroused by certain things as long as it's not hurting anybody, legal, explore. We go through a series of changes, like every 7 years, your body is like a new person, your cells, everything's being recreated or, redone. So every 7 years you go through a different series, right? And so you're not the same person that you were. When I was younger, I could not stand men with chest hair. I thought it was so disgusting, right? And as I've aged gracefully with time, I think men with chest hair is so fucking sexy. Like, oh my God, it is so sexy. Like, I just love it now. But when I was younger, I was like, ew, it represents like a grown man to me, you know what I mean? So that's very appealing. So, you're going through changes sexually that you're uncomfortable because you're like, damn, that never turned me on before. Like, what's going on? Am I weird? No, you're just a person, and people have sexual fantasies, desires, and if you connect them out with your partner, that's wonderful. If you can't, then that sucks, right? So, sex is going to be really important in this time of your life, and period, really, but specifically all the way to the new year, because of all the tension, all the things that you're going through. You have to find some way to release it. So sex is going to be really important. And also, like I stated, sex is creative energy. So utilize, if you're feeling uneasy, if you're feeling horny just for no reason and you can't get rid of it. I don't normally talk about stuff like this, y'all. But we adults, so we're going to talk about stuff like that, especially women, when you ovulate, you're horny, you be in heat like a cat. It's so gross. But use that energy. right? Use that energy for creating something. And I guarantee you, because I do it, you know, if I don't want to channel that, I'll channel it for something else, and I'm not sexually aroused anymore. I'm actually engaged into whatever, you know, I'm being creative in. So just make sure that you're paying attention to your sexual needs, your sexual desires. If you have a partner, communicate. If you don't, if you got somebody that you're sneaky lingo, whatever, or, you know, you be on demon time with, you know, on a late night, whatever, and if you can be open, you know, explore. You never know what it's going to unlock in you, and the power. Sexual energy is just so powerful. And when you can, like, do what you like to do sexually, you're fulfilled, and it feels really good. Okay? Boundaries. Rams maintain their boundaries. Okay? You can't turn your back on a ram. They watching everything. They have a 300 degree field view. And they're very aggressive with guarding their boundary, okay? So your personal space, your time, your energy, your money, you need to be very aggressive with putting boundaries around everything that's revolved around you, all right? Everybody don't got to know where you be at. You know, you don't have to disclose certain information to people. You don't have to be around certain people. Your energy is valuable. Your time is money, is energy. Literally, you better start thinking about your time just like you think about your money. Your time is your money, right? My time is valuable. If you're not making me no money and you can't teach me nothing, there's no reason for you to be around me, really. Like, that's just how I am. Very guarded with my energy. And so we need to be guarded with our energy. Who are you talking to? Who are you getting information from? You know, when's the last time you cleaned your energy? When's the last time you cleared your energy? You know, the people that you hang around, our energy field is at least, 12 feet minimum around us, our energy space. And think about that if you have a significant other, children. Your energy field is always entangled with somebody else's, right? So when's the last time you cleaned your energy field? All right, so maintain your boundaries, all boundaries, physical, emotional, you know, self boundaries, respect other people's boundaries, and respect your boundaries that you set up for yourself. And make sure that people are respecting your boundaries, okay? Self-love is boundaries. People that love you will walk over you. Anybody will walk over you if you allow them to. Anybody will walk over you if you allow them to. Somebody can love you and still walk over you. Somebody can love you and still use you. People are human beings, okay? We put too much on humans, okay? You know, of course, there's ethics and morals and integrity, but nonetheless, humans are humans. Nobody's perfect, and people that love you can walk over you. People that love you can use you. People that love you can manipulate you. And the ones that love you do it the most. Think about that, right? So self-love is boundaries. Love for somebody else's boundaries. You respect their boundaries, they respect yours. If they can't respect your boundaries, they don't need to be in your energy field. If you can't respect theirs, then you need to get away from them. All right, so boundaries is important. From now into the duration, 5 to 7 months. Rams have a genetic nature to understand the hierarchy. Lord, I can't talk. I'm getting sleepy. Rams have a genetic nature to understand the hierarchy of their situation. They need to know who's in charge. Okay, so once a ram comes in the farm, he's looking for the HNIC because he's going to battle with him probably for dominance. And so with that being said, is wherever you go at work, know who is the president of the company. Like, get to know who's in charge. Start networking, talking to these people, right? Business-wise, you know, connecting with people, you know what's going on, who's in charge, who's making what moves. You may be able to learn something. Maybe you need to learn something from them, or maybe, you know, you can teach them something, or a collab, I don't know, something. But, you know, start figuring out who's who in all walks of areas in your life, right? And start coming in with that presence as to be the person like, yeah, I want to know what's up, who's the person in charge, right? Because they need to feel threatened, so to speak, because I'm here, I've arrived, okay? We could look at that in that aspect, right? self-confidence. Or we can look at it in the aspect of connecting, networking, and just being aware of how the hierarchy goes in the situations that you're in. Sometimes we got to start from the bottom in certain situations and environments, and we don't like that, right? Find out who's at the top. You know, you never know where you can get yourself at when you start networking and connecting with certain people, different people, okay? Rams never live alone. Rams never live alone. If they do live alone, they become aggressive, angry, they could kill somebody. And so this is definitely a message for me, a read for me. We all need people, right? So I'm Capricorn, you know, we don't need anybody. We can do this all by ourselves, and we can. I really love my own company, y'all. For real. I don't have to be around nobody else. I enjoy my own company. I've been a loner my whole life, and so it doesn't bother me. But there are times where I need to connect with people. Emotionally, when I'm going through things, you cannot handle everything on your own. And so this is a confirmation or a sign or a message for you to connect, reach out, connect with people, maybe people you haven't talked to in a long time, okay? But the point is, you can't do things by yourself. You can't be alone forever. You have to connect. You're a human being. I know we all might feel like we from outer space and we from another planet. We literally from right here in this physical world, and we're humans, okay? So, you know, I be on that stuff too. You know, I'm an alien and all that other stuff. Nobody understands, whatever. We're human beings. Human beings need connections. We're animals. We're literally a part of the animal kingdom, and animals need to be around other animals to survive, to flourish, to be great, to share ideas, to find a purpose. We have to, we wouldn't exist if it was no other reason. Why are there humans on a planet, right? Different kinds of humans, all walks of life, and we all do great things. And I feel like if we weren't a collective, we wouldn't be great and we wouldn't do the things that we do as humans, okay? I'm with you on that, Ferrari Eater. But this is Instagram, so we're going to keep it light. But I definitely like topics like that, for reals. All right? Right, so Rams never live alone or they become aggressive. So that might be a reason why you're angry right now. You don't have anybody to connect to talk to. This might be a message for you to get therapy, seek therapy. I'm trying to seek therapy right now. I had a car accident, y'all. Final Destination type accident. For those of y'all that don't know, I literally had a car fall off of me on one of those car carrier things. I can't say too much about it because I got an open case. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even know what the point of that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna seek therapy. I gotta seek therapy. I've got too much going on, and I almost died. And I came out with the scar. I gotta cover it with the makeup, but just a scar on my face and my ear, and of course some back, knee damage and stuff like that. I'm doing treatment, but ultimately I'm here and I'm alive. And I honestly, I never really processed that on top of other things that's going on. Okay, so yes, it does happen. Stay away from those things on the road. Get away from them, please, because it does. I know everybody, we be behind them and be like, man, is it ever going to fall off? Yes, the fuck it will. Look, anything with something on the back of it now, I don't even want to be behind that. I got to be a certain amount of feet away from it, or I got to move. Like, I'm so traumatized, y'all. I don't even want to trigger it, but it can happen. So move away from them, okay? But yeah, so this might be a sign for you to seek therapy, to get some help, talk to somebody, connect with somebody, family member, friend you haven't seen in a while. Just go hang out, you know? Diet. So a ram, okay? A ram can become more excitable based on the food that they eat. So we can look at that in two ways for us. Number one, make sure you're eating the proper things that you're supposed to eat in order to give you energy. Are you taking multivitamins, minerals? What are you intaking in your body that's going to help you with all of the things that you have to do, that's going to give you the energy to take on all of the things that you got to do, right? What are you doing? Are you eating McDonald's every day? Are you eating out every day? Okay, I'm not even gonna knock you because you're eating out, but like, what kind of food choices? What's up, Brianna? What kind of food choices? What are you putting in your body when you do decide to eat out, right? It was a long time. I even forbid my kids, like, we didn't eat at McDonald's for like 10 years. And then I just now started eating back at McDonald's like the last couple of years, and I can feel the difference. I try not to eat a lot of fast food. I don't even like a lot of fast food anymore. Like, I used to like Chick-fil-A. I don't like Chick-fil-A anymore. It just, things are tasting weird to me. And so I spiritually just can't connect. I can't even eat certain foods. So make sure that, you know, the foods that you're putting in your body and the liquids that you're putting in your body are going to help you gain more energy, right? Different waters. Water have sugar in it now. I don't know if y'all seen a YouTube video where somebody did a test and they like dehydrate the water, or I don't know, but it shows how much sugar is. Why the fuck is sugar in water? To begin with is beyond me, but certain bottled waters have sugar in it. You know what I mean? So I know alkaline water is good, purified water. Now I know we all can't get to it sometimes. Sometimes I have to drink tap water, you know, real quick or something if we run out of bottled water. But ultimately, you know, what does your diet look like overall? We all have those days. I just had a binge. Sometimes I have like week binges of just junk. I might have a couple sodas in a week. I rarely drink soda. So if I'm drinking two, 3 sodas in a week is a lot for me. Right? 2, 3 sodas is a lot for me in a week. Right? It gets to the point where if I have candy or anything that has a certain amount of sugar in it, I get a sugar rush like that because I just don't eat a lot of foods with a lot of sugar. I have high blood pressure, so I try to watch my sodium intake. There's times where I'll stop eating meat for a couple weeks to let my body detox, and I'll just be vegan for a couple weeks. I do that. I've been doing that for years. I can't really get to the vegan stage, but I do have periods where I just don't eat meat, and I'll just eat like sauteed vegetables or fresh vegetables and fruit. So make sure that you're eating the proper foods to give you the energy to take on all these great things that we're trying to do. And then on the flip side, stop eating the things that's messing with your energy, that gives you those sugar rushes and those crashes, right? Starbucks, for me, I drink a Starbucks coffee, I'm fucking gone. And then here comes the crash. Even with like fast food, McDonald's, I love Big Macs, y'all. I love Big Macs, I'm not gonna lie. I like the taste of them. After I eat one, I feel disgusting. I feel so gross. I feel nasty. I feel bloated. It's 400 calories already. That's a whole damn meal in just a fucking burger. So I'm pissed. Like, just go through, what's up, Jordan? So many different ranges of emotions when I just eat foods that are not for me. You know, for those of us that have ADHD, I'm an older millennial, but the older millennials and the people that's born in the 70s and stuff that watch me, that weren't identified as having ADHD or Asperger's or autism, certain foods that you eat affect your behavior. That red dye that be in Hawaiian Punch, you know what I mean? Aspartame's not good. Like, there are certain ingredients that can change your behavior. Stopped eating meat for years, made me weak, tired. Exactly. And that's how I feel. And like, people laugh at me, and I know it's because I'm like tapped in spiritually. Like, my family's always laughing at me, and my people that I tell this, and I'm telling y'all now, but there's a period of time where I couldn't eat chicken because I felt like I felt them, like, their death, like when I ate it. Like, you know, they give them chickens antidepressants and all that. Like, I literally felt like all the pain, everything that the chickens were going through, like when I ate the meat. And so like, I couldn't eat chicken for like a while. Like, I just go through periods of that. Meat too, like ground beef, just certain things, because of how it's being raised. You know, you can tell fresh meat, or farm raised, free range things that's really free range and not just the packet just for the advertising. Like, I can feel spiritually like that the food was nasty, like the animal was depressed and had a miserable life. right? And that's crazy. And I just, that's why I can't eat Chick-fil-A anymore. I can't eat Wendy's, like just certain places I just can't, gotta stay away from, because I literally, like, it's just horrible. So yeah, I don't know, have y'all ever experienced anything like that? I know it just can't be me. Yeah, I just can't eat certain meat because I feel like the animal, and everybody laughs at me, and I don't care. I'm really tapped in sometimes spiritually to stuff. That's why I just try to keep my energy protected. But yeah, so pay attention to what you're eating. Pay attention to how the foods affect you. You can have nightmares. Exactly. You felt that before? That's what's up, Jordan. Yeah, isn't that crazy? So just pay attention to your overall diet, what's giving you energy and what's taking your energy away and what's making you act crazy, okay? If you're drinking coffee every day, your blood pressure's off the chain, all right? If you're drinking coffee every day on top of sodas, on top of burgers, you got high sodium, so you might potential high blood pressure issues. Then, hey, let's say if you smoke cigarettes, so now that's extra blood pressure issues because of cigarettes. Now your lungs is messed up, so you're always angry, on edge, right? Because I didn't know. So before I realized I had high blood pressure issues, I was like angry all the time. And not necessarily that I took it out on people, but like, I don't know, I just felt angry. And then after I got my medication and then I started changing my diet, I wasn't so angry and aggressive and just quick-tempered, right? Those things can be attributed to high blood pressure, all right? So just be careful about the things that you eat, what you're incorporating into your dietary lifestyle, because it can affect you. It can affect your sexual agility, all types of stuff. The cleaner you get, the more sensitive you get. Exactly, yes, and that's why I aspire to be vegan. I may never be, but I know I definitely choose where I get my meat from very carefully. Like, I'm not just getting meat from anywhere, you feel me? That I do. So, just try to incorporate better things, like not eating a lot of junk. Like I said, definitely no sodas. Juice, I'll drink a juice, but I just try to drink water, my detox teas, cold pressed juices. I'll do the cold pressed juices. I like those better than the regular juices. So, and when I started changing my diet, like, even your perspective on things change. People don't even understand that, like, because now your body's not trying to fight off all those nasty chemicals in the fast food and, all those nasty fats going into your brain circuits. Like, your brain can actually process information, right? Your stomach's functioning because it's not all backed up with tar, black stuff because you're eating, fast food and stuff. Like, your stomach can actually, like, process the food like how it's supposed to, and then it goes out, and it's not sitting in your abdomen. Yo, when I do those detoxes, like, even when I'm back on it, but, like, when I got off of it and got back on, just, how is that much poop inside of somebody, period? We can literally hold up to, like, 30 pounds of poop inside of us. Like, how much you weigh? Like, if you 25 pounds of that might be just waste that you just haven't pooped out yet, to be honest, right? Literally, there's some times where I went to the bathroom and, like, I lost, like, what? So we got to understand that, the cleaner you eat, the faster your body can process food, the faster it can do other things, clear out toxins in the body, process information better. You can think clearer. Your vision, gets better. Like, it just, arthritis issues. I'm trying to tell you, fasting on day off helps you clean out too. Yes. And I intermittent fasting, and people laugh at me at work, and sometimes people think I'm, like, starving myself or I'm too poor to have food. Like, I'm literally starving myself on purpose because I know my body's eating itself and it's cleaning the toxins out. I go to work 8 o'clock, I come home 5 sometimes, maybe 6 o'clock, and then I'll eat something. Some days I don't have to eat. Eating is overrated, and I know that sounds crazy. People, like, look at me and are like, what the hell is she talking about? Americans are obese, and now they're trying to normalize obesity, and it's okay. I was a big girl. I was 221 pounds. But ultimately, it's not about fat shaming. It's about being healthy, right? And there are people that are big and are healthy, right? But ultimately, you know, this is a culture that pushes fast food, everything bad, indulgent. We do as Americans. We're obese, not just physically, just emotionally, mentally. We just Americans. Gotta love us though, man. We're interesting people, and we think we know everything. But obesity is at the highest right now in America, and it's all the stuff that's in these foods, these processed foods, all these chemicals. We're not making our own food. We don't know what's going on, right? So we gotta pay attention to that. It's really important. We're almost through all these characteristics and this information about Rams. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I haven't even gotten to the reading yet. I told y'all this is going to be a long reading. I want to use a lot of cards, and this is a really important reading. If you really want to manifest and figure out what you need to do to help you manifest in life, I suggest you keep checking in and out, listening, and then definitely watch this on a replay. If you caught this live, you need this information, because I'm so bad, y'all. Y'all know I'm an introvert. I have anxiety with going live. Even though I know this is my calling, I struggle with going live. So I don't have a schedule. I don't plan things sometimes. I just pop up. And I literally popped up at 7 o'clock. I was supposed to go live like 1 in the morning. I popped up on the scene around 7 something Eastern time. So if you're catching this in real time, there's a message in here for you at some point that you need to watch. So if you can't watch the whole thing, definitely watch this back on a replay, okay? So I got one more thing to talk about as far as the RAM, what it is and its characteristics, and how we can apply this to ourselves, situations, what we need to look at. This was very profound. I need to do this. I'll probably do this every full moon. Just go over the animal that's being represented by the zodiac for that full moon, because this is dope. I never really knew anything about Rams. I was just always worried about the goat, worried about myself, right? And the bull, because I'm a Taurus moon. So this is dope. Rams always take charge, right? And so just look at, this is the last thing as far as what is a Ram and its characteristics. But always taking charge, right? And I told you, at this time of your life, in this period, the way this transition is set up in your life, you're the leader. You're the leader and or protector. Right? You're being trained, you're being groomed, you're being transitioned right now to be a leader and or protector. Right? And so you have to take charge. There's going to be opportunities where things are going to come into action because you took charge. Okay? And if you're not used to taking charge, you need to get used to it. And we talked about earlier how Rams only like to be in male groups, and they do not like to go out their comfort zone. Okay, so it's not going to feel good, taking charge. But you can do it. You do it in other aspects, but being put on the spot has got you like, do it. Show up and show the fuck out, right? Show up and show out. This is your movie. You're the main character. How the movie going to end? Period. Why are you doubting your own movie? That's crazy. It's like you could literally make a Disney movie. Everything always work out in the end. You know what I mean? I got a Disney movie. Yes. What? Always a happy ending in my movie. What? So take charge. Take charge of your desires, your passions, your dreams, right? Manifest. Take charge. If you want to manifest things, if you want to be the people always talking about it, admiring people, watching them on social media, being successful and living their best life, or do you want to be one of those people, right? Do you want to watch those people, or do you want to be one of those people? Yeah, some of our food is illegal in other countries. I see that shit, yo. I was talking about that the other day, as a matter of fact. That's crazy. We didn't used to eat so much and all day. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes skip a fucking meal. Like, you don't have to eat every day. I know that sounds crazy now. And I know somebody's going to watch this or watch it on a replay like, yo, she wildin'. No, you don't have to eat every day. Once a day is good. Some people eat once a day. Some people eat twice a day. If I'm not getting off my dietary lifestyle, once, maybe twice a day for me. Right? So, but when I'm just doing what I'm not supposed to be doing, I'll eat all day. Right? Also, what's good is 5 small meals throughout the day. Small, right? 5 small meals throughout the day is another good way. But yeah, so take charge. of your desires, your passions. Nothing's going to land in your lap. Some things might land in your lap, but it came from somewhere. It didn't just, it came from maybe something that you put in motion in the past. Everything manifests because of action, right? Thought and action. I put my thoughts in action. What are you attracting? I'm past all the past tense. That's tight as y'all. My energy. I love that song. But yeah, I put my thoughts in action. What are you attracting? I'm past all the past tense. Ain't no double backing. Right? Take charge of your life. Stop being a victim. Stop playing a victim role. Stop blaming everybody for this. This person did this, so you got mad at them. This person did this, so you didn't want to do this. This person didn't do that, so you didn't want to bring up this. Like, grow up. All right? Grow up. We are go-getters. We're manifestors. When you manifest, you take charge. You put things into action. You one foot in front of the other. Baby steps. I don't care how slow you go, as long as you're moving. We're not stagnant. We're not sitting around just letting all this negative energy just collect into our energy field. And we're like, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. And we're doing nothing. We're watching everybody else manifest. And we're complaining. We're talking down on ourselves and our skills. We're not trying to build our self-confidence. You have to build those things up. You have to build those things up. You have to build certain things up. I'm funny as hell. I have dry humor. Like, I love dry humor. Like, I'm hilarious. Like, people in my personal life think I'm funny, but socially, I'm socially awkward. I'm weird. I'm an introvert. Usually don't agree with half the things that society agree with. Like, I'm totally by myself, right? But nonetheless, I'm here. I'm in front of this camera. I've learned to build up my personality, created a character, unique divination, per se, a brand. When I come on, I have a purpose. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to do? What am I wearing? How am I going to act? I had to learn all of these things. I'm not a personable person. One-on-one, I can connect. I love conversation. When we get into group settings, if it's not, me working or taking charge of being a leader, I don't know how to socially just interact and network with people. I'm so awkward, but I notice about myself. And so I work on these things so I cannot be awkward. And I know how to, what to say in a group setting and how to move. You know what I mean? So, and all of my followers, I can't stand it because you really attract what you are. All of my followers are introverts. I'll be asking them to do video reviews and it'd be crickets. And I'll be like, damn, these motherfuckers is introverts. So how am I get them to give me what I need? And they introverts too, so it's just funny, but I'm here. I'm doing this. All right. I do a lot of great things in my life. But this is a fear of mine. I get anxiety every time I turn this camera on. I literally was sitting here. Sometimes I do delay coming on live too, because I'm literally like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. Something just telling me don't do it, even though I know I should do it. I'm scared. I don't like being in the public. I'm a private person. I'm a Capricorn, very private person. Taurus moon, Cancer rising. My Mercury is in Capricorn. My Venus is in Capricorn. I have layers before you get to know me, right? It took me a while to build up this. I've been doing this since 2016. I've made over 700 YouTube videos, so I had to go through a process. 700 videos later, and look at me. I'm here. I'm not nervous. I'm not fidgeting. I'm not breathing, being weird. I'm here. I'm myself. I'm always going to be my authentic self, which is I'm weird, but I have self-confidence. I don't care who pops in on my live. I've had celebrities pop in on my live. I've had celebrities watch my tarot readings, right? So people come in unexpectedly, and, I think about that sometimes, oh, wow, who could possibly pop in? You never know. I'm doing readings. I've been trying to tap in and pay attention, but people come in and out. It's like a room. You feel me? But I chose to take a stand, and I said, I'm always going to be a weirdo, but I don't want to be socially awkward. I want to connect with humans and learn how to connect like other humans. Now, that's my choice if, I have that choice to be a part of the group or be away from the group at times. But I have to learn how to network and connect if I want to manifest. I have to talk to people. My job flew me out to Boston. in August, and next week I'm going to Fishers, Indiana for a women's conference with my job, and I'm meeting other women. Like I said earlier, I'm always around men. I've always been in a male-oriented environment my whole life. So it's hard for me to connect with women. I love women, right? I love to empower women. I love everything about being a woman, but I have a hard time connecting with some of them. I've been doing really good the last few years connecting with great women all around the world. And then I realized it's a certain type of woman that I connect with too. But nonetheless, I'm going to a women's conference. So that's funny how I spoke about earlier in the reading about, Rams only being around other males. And then they don't like to go out their comfort zone. So I told you that masculine energy is straight, left, right, up, down. Feminine energy is the flow, curves, right? Going with the flow. So go with the flow of things. That's going to put you in your feminine aspect. Take charge. So the full moon in Aries, we have to use both our masculine and our feminine. Like, you have to use both of them, because Aries is aggressive. It's action. It's doing, right? Which is the masculine energy. But then we need to incorporate our feminine energy, which is active listening, responding to certain situations as opposed to reacting, going with the flow, looking outside of lines, right? Kanye right now, he's in his feminine energy. He's really in both because it's calculated because of marketing. But he's going with the flow and he's going with the ride and he's enjoying the journey. And that's why he's so successful. I don't care what nobody got to say about Kanye. They don't have to like him. But he's in the flow. He is so tapped into his feminine energy. And any other successful person that can manipulate their environment. That's the type of person that I am. Any environment that I'm in, I manipulate it. You have to conform to me, right? At work, whatever. That's just people's energy is like that. Y'all energy may be like that. When you come into the room, everything revolves around you when you enter it, right? Tap into that. Don't be afraid of that. Own that, right? You're important. You are highly favored by God. Everybody doesn't have that ability to get people to do what they want them to do, and especially a mass following of people. That's powerful, and how you use that, that's part of your story, right? So take charge. This Ram has taught me a lot. Drop me some ones if y'all got a spiritual message just from me talking about the animal, the ram, right? It's full moon in Aries. I haven't even gotten to the reading yet, y'all. I don't even know how long I've been on here for. Probably like an hour and a half or something like that. And we haven't even gotten to the reading. So much information. I told y'all that this was going to be really good and in depth. So drop me some ones. Don't be shy. Drop me some ones if you picked up any type of spiritual message, a connection, confirmation, got a different perspective, learned something. Drop me some 1111s, okay? Drop me some ones. Also, let me know where you're from right now. Let me know where you're from. I'm from Philly. I'm currently in Wilmington, Delaware right now. Let me know where you're from if you would like to. Also, I'm holding my manifestation journal, right? Click the link in the bio. Get your manifestation journal so you can write everything that you need to write about, right? To manifest everything that you desire. I'm already using mine. And you need to date it. As soon as you buy it, date it as soon as you get it so you can know. And then when you fill it up and you buy yourself a new one, and then you look back at the old one like, damn, look at all the stuff I done manifested. I done did it before, right? I have just random books over here. And I save all my books that I write my goals in, and I go back and look at them. We got New York. We got Philly. So that's what's up, y'all. Y'all, most of my demographic, really. New York, Philly, Texas, and California is like majorly what y'all rock with me. So I really appreciate it, y'all. Because I am a weirdo. And if anybody can rock with my energy, I feel you. People really don't be knowing where I be coming from sometimes. So we got Seattle in the building. That's where Kurt Cobain was from, right? Was it Seattle? Yes. I believe it was, right? Kurt Cobain. Sleepless in Seattle. Is it always raining in Seattle? Is that Seattle, right? That's the movie Tom Hanks did. I want to go there. I heard that y'all have like, Jordan, do y'all have like a lot of dog stores? I heard some crazy stuff about, no, that's Portland. Never mind. I'm going to get Portland confused with Seattle on that one. All right. How y'all feeling? We feeling good? We feeling great? Feeling great. So, all right. Full moon in Aries. We just went through what the animal was and how to apply all of those things to our life. All right. So the full moon represents surrendering to the divine. Okay. Surrendering to the divine. This means that we're surrendering to everything that is happening and we're just moving. We're doing what we can and that's it. We're connecting to the people that we can connect with on this journey, and in situations. Whatever's not for us, we're not going to push it. We're not going to resist when situations that we don't like happen that may be negative for us. We're not going to resist. We're going to allow it to happen. Allow the shit to crumble. Allow it to crumble because something else is going to be built better in its place. Okay. Surrendering to the divine means surrendering to the good things and the bad things, not just, oh, go with the flow and sometimes synchronicity, it's some shit that gotta crumble is in your synchronicity. You know what I mean? It's in your timeline. It's inevitable. It's fate. It's part of your story. Some things have to crumble, right? It's your movie. You're the actor in your movie, right? You have to have a plot. There has to have things happen. Everything can't be good. Even in a Disney movie, there are some trials and tribulations. It's your movie. You're the main character, right? How are you moving? Like I said, I want the Disney movie where it always works out in the end. There's some struggle, right? There's the main character. They have to recognize, there's challenges that they have to overcome. They may have some fears. They have to save the day, but ultimately they get what they want at the end, the Disney movie. So I'm a Disney movie, right? I don't know what kind of movie you are. Definitely a Disney movie. So there's going to be some ups. There's going to be some downs. Y'all know, well, my day ones always know my favorite bar from Jay-Z on the American Gangsta album. I can't remember the song right now because my mind is blank. But he said, one day you're up, next day you're down. As long as you stay the same, it'll come back around. Okay? One day you're up, the next day you're down. As long as you stay the same, it'll come back around. All right. And it may not be something, but it's my life. My life. That's that shit. American Gangsta was a dope album. It's one of my favorite albums. I know I'm probably telling my age right now. But anyway, surrendering to the divine. We're going to surrender. We're not going to resist when the things we don't like are happening. And we're gonna go with the flow when good things are happening. We're gonna act the same way. The same thing, the same way you acting when you up is the same way you're gonna act when you down. Right? Stop reacting to things. Stop being emotional. Right? Always be resolution based. How can I mitigate? I love that word. How can I mitigate the bad things? Like, do you know what mitigate means? Mitigate means to, if something bad was going to happen, how do we make it less bad? All right, if I want to put it in layman's terms, right? Mitigating is making something bad less bad. Okay, what can we do to make it not hurt as much? Basically, right? Let's mitigate this as much as we can. All right, we're resolution based. If there's no resolution, if we can't fix it, if we broke it, how are we going to fix it, right? How are we going to make it work? And so I don't know, but we are resolution based and we're going with the flow, and we are going to be the same way, whether good things happen, whether bad things happen. Now that takes time. You have to work on that, right? I have anxiety. I used to have panic attacks, all types of stuff, right? Things come up in my life and I get stressed a little bit. Of course, I'm human. Sometimes I have those negative thoughts, but I kick them right out and I immediately start saying out loud that I'm resolution based, right? How am I going to mitigate this situation? I have faith that everything is going to work out. And then I do things to I take action, right? I take action on what I can do. So sometimes things are inevitable. It's your movie. There's going to be challenges that come up. What are you doing to overcome these challenges, right? How does your story end? Did you just quit when that obstacle came up? Damn, your movie like 5 minutes long? You don't want to have a great journey and go through all these things. Like, everybody wants the reward, but they don't want to appreciate the process. I love processes. I'm such a nerd. I have a master's degree in human resource management, okay? I love processes and procedures and organization and time management. Like, learn to love the process. Even exercising, I try, y'all. I do love exercising. I just hate getting back into it. But yeah, learn to love the processes that come with the things that you have to do to manifest the things that you want. It's a part of your story. You're going to appreciate it. And somebody's going to appreciate you. All right? Depending on what you be when you grow up, you don't know who you're going to influence, right? Look at all these great people, all these successful people that we follow and inspire us to be great. You know, Kanye got me feeling like I can do anything I want to do. The things, the thoughts that I have, I know I'm not crazy because other people are having those thoughts, right? There are people that are speaking out about certain things, and it's okay, right? It's great because I never had people to identify with, and now the internet has allowed, social media has allowed us to have a closer look at the people that we look up to, successful people, and see how they move and how they do things and how great they are, right? And if they never went through those journeys, if they never did what they did to get where they're at, we wouldn't see them. And so remember that. This is not just about you. It's about you, but it's not. We all came down here collectively. We signed a soul contract, every last one of us. We all came down collectively through a portal, which is in between a woman's legs. We came through a portal to learn and experience together, right? We came down here. Everybody has a purpose, right? Your story ain't just ending, all right? So you have something to learn to do. You have a purpose. We all have a purpose. Every 6 billion people on this planet has a purpose. Every one of us has something unique that we must do, show, give in any lifetime, right? That's what life is about, clearly, because that's what people do. People do great things, and then other people get inspired, and then they do great things, and then it just continues, right? So if you don't land in your purpose, I don't know, right? How far can you see yourself going? The limit does not exist for me. The limit does not. The limit does not exist. And sometimes we get scared of our own greatness. I've been scared of success. Sometimes we'll talk ourselves out of success. It's crazy, right? People do it. Self-sabotage, right? It's crazy. People do it. Because we resist. We want to do things our own way instead of recognizing that we have to surrender. Through good things and through bad times, right? We have to surrender. If it's going bad, don't resist. Go with the flow. If it's going great, okay, go with the flow. Continue. Learn, grow, share, give, right? If you're in a space of winning, always abundance, now it's the time to share or give, right? Because you're getting, and now you need to reciprocate that. Okay? Surrender to the divine, the good and the bad, the ups and the downs remain the same. Continue with your game plan. Don't let nobody take you off your course, knock you off your square, right? People arguing, people around you not accomplishing things in life. Don't let nobody else distract you. I don't care if it's your husband, your mother, your sister, your brother, your father. Nobody stops my education, right? I'm 52% from completing my doctorate degree. I dreamed of having a doctorate. I'm almost halfway there. And I got a C last semester, and I wanted to blame everybody. But I'm going to hold myself accountable, and I'm going to do better at not being distracted, at time management, right? Focusing, not allowing people's negative energy to come into my energy field, and now I can't do my homework, right? So work. I'm working too many hours where I can't even do my schoolwork. So no more excuses. When you want great things, you have to put time in there. It's a lot of responsibility, and there's a lot of things that you must do, and it takes time and energy and effort. A lot. You're gonna be tired. You're gonna be tired. Some days I don't know what to do with my life. You know what I mean? Like, my school, work, mom, husband. And then I do things in the community now. I'm out there as a mentor for my corporate job, being a leader to younger people. So I have, and then the business, the product and the service side. I do production. I'm a product and a service-based business. All right. Sometimes I don't even know what to do with my life. All right. It gets like that. But keep going and breathe. And things will come to you, and don't give up. And know that everything's going to work out. There's order in chaos. When chaos happens, you stand still. When nothing's moving, you move. That's how we do. When chaos is going on, we stand still in the midst of in the midst of the storm, right? And when nothing's going, we move. Simple as that. Surrender to the divine and watch how simple and easy your life gets. Arguing with people want to have the last word. Just surrender to things, You don't always have to have the last. That's definitely for me. Don't always have to have the last word in an argument. That's definitely me. You don't always have to prove something, given that extra effort to be, mean to somebody at work or get smart or prove a point or have to prove yourself. Stop proving yourself. Stop trying to prove yourself. You know how much energy that is just trying to prove yourself to somebody? You, just being you is proof enough. Like you existing is proof. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody but yourself. And the only reason why you have to prove to yourself is because you don't believe yet. The only reason why you have to prove to yourself is because you don't believe yet. You don't have that Kanye ego. Everybody talk about Kanye. That man, everywhere he go, he don't have to pay nothing. This man done made so much money. He's literally made so much money that he's out of the matrix. He doesn't even need to use, anywhere he go, he can go anywhere. This man can put a mask over his face, and everybody on the planet knows who he is. Michael Jackson is another person, and anybody, you go anywhere on the planet and everybody will know who Michael Jackson is. Do you know how much you got to believe in yourself to be noticeable? Let's not talk about what he's doing. I'm not talking about the processes and the procedures to get there. I'm talking about the fact that he's there. To be named, to be, as a black man, the most notable face, him and his wife and his children, and among other people, but right now I'm talking about Kanye, specifically because they wore the mask, and literally anybody can generally point Kanye out without that with the mask on, and Kim Kardashian too. All right, so damn, I almost lost my point. Oh my God, what was I talking about, y'all? Damn it. Oh yeah, believing in yourself. Believing in yourself. Once I started tapping into Kanye energy and realizing that I need to get my ego, because I'm a Capricorn, I like for other people to tell me. You know what I mean? I don't really like to talk about myself. I like for y'all to see. I like to flex it. I like the 5-star reviews. I like for everybody else to say how great I am, right? Because I guess I call myself being humble. But sometimes you have to tell people how great you are. You have to remind people. You have to let people know. When you introduce yourself, hey, don't be afraid to be that light. And if your light is bright as hell, don't be afraid to let it shine. A lot of us are afraid to be excellent in whatever it is and to show that. It's like, oh, who do you think you are? This great ass person who's doing great things? Thank you very much. Stop letting people make you feel small or make you not want to make yourself great, grandiose, or narcissist. Not everybody thinking highly of yourself is not narcissistic. If you're narcissistic is thinking about yourself and only doing things for yourself that benefit yourself and nobody else. That's a narcissist. So there's other things attached to, only thinking about yourself and being egotistical. Sometimes you have to be egotistical because people will run over you. Even Beyonce, there was this little clip on social media where she's like, no, I need this here and nobody's listening to me. And, Beyonce had to understand that nice doesn't go with business, right? Nice is not going to get things done, right? So sometimes you have to be egotistical. You have to have self-confidence. You have to have command presence in order to get people to do things for you, in order to people to take directives, want to listen to you. You have to be nice, charming, kind. There's so many other things that come into play with that. But nonetheless, what does your ego look like? How many times do you compliment yourself? How many times do you say great things about yourself, right? Where's your award list? I got a box load of degrees and awards just sitting in my basement. I don't want to hang them up until I buy a house. I got all this stuff hung up in my office, all my awards, everything. I'm proud of what I've done, and I want to continue to talk about what I've done, and I want to help people. If they want to do the things I've done or things like that, I if I can help, I can help. But start loving yourself, start self-validating yourself, stop worrying about what somebody else think. If you want to wear something, wear it. I grew up in Philly, right? But I wasn't born in Philly, right? I moved from the suburbs, from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, all right, around nothing but white people, and then I moved to North Philly. All right, when I was in the 10th grade, I moved to Philly in the 10th grade, y'all. So definitely culture shock, even though I'm Black. I had a culture shock. I talk different. They told me I talk white. I dress different. Sorry, I had a better education. I was out in the suburbs getting C's, not applying myself. I come into Philly, I'm getting straight A's. Like, the school education was trash out there. I experienced a lot of things, but I appreciate growing up in Philly. I wouldn't grow up nowhere else. It gave me tough skin. I wasn't afraid to be who I am. I didn't back down from nobody. There's just a certain, Philly just breeds a certain type of person. But then when you move there from somebody else, I got two different perspectives, and I was able to merge that, right? And it helped me be a better person in life. But just be more egotistical. Love yourself a little bit more. Stand in your presence and your aura, right? Stand in that. When you walk in a room, let your energy fill the room. Let people feel it. Let people feel it. I used to be afraid. Nope. When I started doing events, I used to be scared when I did events. The last couple events I did, I'm like, because I'm prepared, I have confidence, because I'm doing these things. I do readings for people. Like, I do things actively, to help me with my self-confidence. Like I said, trying to share my personality and just do things to help me have more presence in life, period. Whatever I do, wherever I go, I want people to touch, and I want to touch people. When people connect with me, I want them to feel a certain way, right? You have to learn how to do these things, and you have to love yourself. If I didn't love myself, I couldn't be out here talking to y'all right now about any of this stuff. I couldn't guide anybody. I couldn't lead anybody. I couldn't do money attract. You have to have confidence to do magic. You have to have confidence to manifest. How you gonna manifest if you don't have no confidence? People don't think about these things. It's the small thing. I love the little things in life. The little things make the big things work, right? I'm a Capricorn. I love the little things in life. Not giggity. Giggity. So that's important. Self-confidence is key. If you don't like Kanye, find somebody else that has a really strong ego that gets things done. It has to be somebody who has achieved things that nobody thought they could think of. If you want to choose, it's the white man's world. We can use white people, but it's generally that construct out there. Black people have the disadvantage and other minorities. So, for me, for a person of color or a woman or a child, anybody for that matter, but you know what I mean? It has special meaning when it's people that have these social constructs set up against them. and they have to overcome those, especially, and they get very far. Even Obama. I don't like Obama, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't like him. I voted once. I wish I would have never did it the first time. I literally went from Democrat to independent specifically because of Obama. But take away him as a person, what he stands for, what he meant in that time in history for black people. Black people don't realize that they can use other black people to manipulate us. We're waking up now, slowly but surely. But nonetheless, Obama was there. He was the president. That's something that people thought they would never see. Tupac got a song about it. We ain't ready to see the first black president. And what's crazy is Trump's presidency was more meaningful than Obama's, in the sense that when Trump became the president, everybody was like, damn, I can be president now. Like, it really felt like it. Like, before, it didn't, and parents tell their kids this shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can be the president. No, the fuck your kid can't. Like, why you telling your kid they can be the president? You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew in the back, like, don't tell me I could be president, because you're lying, right? And then Obama became the president, and it was like, oh, wow, it was historical. It was meaningful. It was a moment in time. But we still didn't feel like we could be the president. And then Trump becomes the president, and everybody's like, shit, I can be the president. You know what I mean? So just think about those things. Think about those things and how people make you feel, and what people make how you feel, make you feel that what you can do. I'm getting all tongue tied. Right. So 90%. Right. Exactly. 98% of black people vote Democrat. Unfortunately. Right. I was a Democrat because that's what I was born into. When I started learning politics, I became an independent. And then I recently became a Republican. And I don't care who don't like it. I don't care. I do my research, and there's my reasons for doing this. And I don't even believe in politics to begin with, but because I'm on a social construct, I'm in this reality, I'm in this matrix. If I choose to play, that's how I'm going to play. Because I really don't want to play, to be honest. All right? I really don't want to play, to be honest. But if I'm going to associate myself with something in this physical realm, and it's dealing with networking purposes and social situations and society, I don't want to be associated with nothing liberal or Democrat at this time. I'm sorry. And I was an independent. And I became a Republican on purpose. Okay? So, yeah. So, surrender to the divine. I don't want to digress because I could talk for hours, y'all. I love divinating. So, full moon in Aries. A fiery climax is approaching. This is what this reading is going to be about. So, we're gaining momentum, right? And so that was amazing, me describing the animal, the ram, how it lives, what it does. Because that was the pre-reading to the reading. A fiery climax approaches, right? There's a momentum coming. There's a buildup. It's the climax of your story, your movie, right? There's a really big part coming, right? You're probably in the obstacle right now. You're either entering the obstacle or you're in the midst of it. Right now, I'm currently in the midst of my obstacles and challenges. I can't talk about them now. Hopefully, I'm manifesting. That's why I got this journal, y'all. I'm not playing. There's a lot of things that I want to manifest, and I can't talk about it until it's done. And if I'm able to manifest this, I can't wait to tell you the story. But anyway, there's some momentum coming. There's divine timing. It's your time. It's your moment. It's your particular 15 minutes for this whatever situation. It's your time to shine for whatever relationship, work, whatever it is in your life. Only you know what the buildup is for. Or even if you don't know, what you want to manifest, right? So a fiery climax is approaching. A fiery climax. What does that mean? Fire. Whew. Fire, the element of fire. Some shit about to get burnt down. With that being said, what happens when what do farmers do to help the soil? They'll set fire to the land and let that shit burn. And then fire in turn ferments or whatever it does. I don't know. I'm not a farmer. I don't even know how I know about this stuff. I be knowing about stuff. I don't even know how I know. But anyway, now they can use the soil. They'll turn till the soil, whatever it is, and now it's good again after it went through fire. Okay, so fire's not bad. Let's stop thinking that the things in life that happen to us are bad. No, they need to happen so that you can grow, you can learn, you can gain a different perspective, you can move different. Something has to come from that bad situation, or that situation that you deem as bad, right? So fire is good. Like Beavis and Butthead, fire. So a fiery climax approaches. All right. So we need to be writing down the things that we need to manifest, and what do we need to eat to take on and have the energy to do these things. What is our spiritual armor? You know, are you doing any candle magic? I got the community money attraction and energy clearing. I got a protection candle going right now for the community. It's free for 30 days. It's closed off. If you're watching this and you DM me, I'll send you a link to get in. It's free for 30 days and it's 11/11 after. And there's great things happening, right? So are you protecting yourself spiritually, right? Are you protecting yourself physically, mentally, emotionally? Are you exercising? Are you eating? Are you getting enough rest? Are you challenging your brain? You know, do you have great conversations with people? You know, are you the smartest person in the room? If you're the smartest person in the room, get out. Okay, go to another room. So, you know, you have to train, learn, build, grow, right? In order to get to this climax, a fiery climax is approaching. And I don't think it's coming soon. I feel like it's coming in the next 5 to 7 months, right? If you do, create a game plan, have a journal, really work and to manifest, take action on things that you want, you can manifest it before the 5 to 7 months. But I feel like 5 to 7 months, and for those of us that really, really, really work for things that we want, it'll come sooner. It'll come sooner, I assure you, okay? So let's get into it. I've been running my mouth, the pre-reading, and now it's time to get to the reading. So drop me some ones if you have been receiving the messages, right? Drop me some ones. If you have ever got a product or service from me, what I want you to drop me a 2. If you ever bought anything from me, I don't care what it is. If I ever made you money, drop me a money bag. Drop me a money bag. And this is in real time and on the replay if you watch this, because people need to know. People need to know, okay? People need to know. If this is your first time here, hey, what's up? I'm Unique Divination. I'm a bunch of things. I'm a spiritual entrepreneur, right? I do a little bit of everything. Sometimes it confuses people. But I'm a manifestation coach, tarot coach, small business coach, create digital content, tarot reader, just an overall great person, right? And I do free readings on live. I used to do donations. I'll still accept them, but I'm not doing like no paid readings on live or nothing like that. I don't know. I'm just in a different mode right now. And it's also a great lead magnet. That's back to like small business stuff when you offer people stuff for free. And you guys got to sit here and listen to me talk about all the stuff that I have. And then I can tell you to sign up to my mailing list and all this other great stuff. So, yeah. That's what I do on social media. Help people create manifestation techniques. I also am into shadow work. I have some shadow work products that help you integrate your shadow, recognize what's in your shadow, recognize your triggers. So I have a lot of great stuff. If you like what you see, go ahead and click the link in my bio and check out, go to my stories, check out my highlights. Fill me out. If you have any questions or anything, just hit me up. It could be about anything, and I'll get back to you. I'm a self-taught tarot reader. I've been reading cards for probably like 15 years now. Never thought to do it. Somebody gave me the idea to do this, and then I started my business in 2016 with just money attraction oil. Because I was heavy into like magic then and chaos magic, sigils, which I still do all of the stuff, all of those things, but I'm not, like, I had to lighten up the things that I offered because I felt like it was a little dark. And people don't understand things when they're dark. They think dark is bad. Right? Full moon in Aries. Full moon in Aries. We're going to be here for a little while. I haven't slept, y'all, since yesterday because I've been preparing for this. I don't know, this full moon feels really different. So I've been up. I got to get this message out, and I want to make sure that I have the right message. And that I'm channeling every piece of the message that we need. So this is going to be a little long. Alright, so far I pulled my Hermetic deck. It's my favorite deck, by the way. If anybody didn't know, I love my Hermetic deck. It's black and white, but it has so much imagery. It has Hebrew on there. Like, I'm still learning the deck, and I've had this deck since 2016. For those of you that do tarot or want to learn tarot, you'll never stop learning. You'll always discover something new. Everybody's not going to know everything. I literally come on here and I read books. I read the books to go with the tarots and the oracle cards and stuff like that. Like, I'm not ashamed or afraid. All of it, I utilize everything as a source. I still have all my notes and everything from when I started studying. So I have them right here on my desk. Never too good. I'll never know tarot. I'll never be like a tarot guru or a tarot pro. So I pulled essential oil cards. These are my soul journey cards. Right here. I might have to take a little break. Just a little restroom break after I pull these because I've been talking for a little while. While I'm pulling the cards, if anybody, has any service or a product you want me to bring back or you like or you just want to say something about, let me know. Let me know here. Let me know what you want to see me do more of, right? Or I also do celebrity psychic tarot readers. I've had a few celebrities reach out to me. I've had public people talk about me on their platforms and not want to say my name. Right, they ain't want to say my name, but it's all good though. And for the people coming back and commenting how things are taking place from the readings that I'm doing, I appreciate that. Thank you too. This is Universe Has Your Back. So I pull one of those, and I'm gonna do a self-care. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see here. These are Trust Your Vibes. Trust Your Vibes. Everything's just... I'm looking at these cards. It's confirming things that I've been talking about in like the pre-reading. This is great. I love confirmation. I love things that repeat in a reading because it lets me know it's confirmation that is definitely something that needs to be focused on. Like no ifs, ands, and buts about it. This deck, I have not used this in a long time. It's my Rebel Tarot. Rebel Tarot. It has cussing in here. It's a little blunt and to the point, but sometimes we need that to wake us up. If any of you guys are ever interested in any of the cards that I use, I have an Amazon storefront. Also, any candles. Sometimes I buy my candles from Amazon. And so I have a storefront, and I'm trying to put in there like everything that I use spiritually and in my day-to-day. I started putting some makeup products on there. So I earn commission from the things in my storefront. I also have all my books on my storefront, but all the cards that I use that I got from Amazon is on my storefront. So if you want to get these cards and learn, go ahead. I suggest that you do. These are great cards. I'm really connected to all the cards that I use. They're really great cards. And tarot and oracle are different, but I like to incorporate them both because even though oracle really doesn't say like specific things, it's a broader message. It'll help like tie in or confirm. It just plays really well off of the cards in my reading. So I didn't understand oracle cards at first. How is that? Something so, they're not basic, but I had a hard time interpreting them more so than a tarot card. All right, soul archetype. I just picked a soul archetype. I also have information on like archetypes. I'm really big on archetypes and just behavior patterns of human beings. And we're born with it's a chart of origin. You're born with, is it 12 or 8? 12 specific archetypes when you're born. 4 are universal. Everybody on the planet has the same 4 collective archetypes: victim, the child archetype, I think prostitute, and something else. And then the other 8 change throughout your lifetime. They can change day to day, hour to hour. I don't know. But you have 4 primary archetypes that stay the same. And then you have 8 different archetypes that change out for whatever reason, okay? So sometimes an archetype is like your shadow, and you're either in your light attribute or you're in your shadow attribute. When you're in your shadow attribute, it means that you're not doing the right things. When you're in your light attribute, it means you're aligned with that archetype, right? When you're doing the dark things or the not so light attributes, you're not aligned. What else do I want to pull? Chakra card. We need to see what's going on in our chakras. What chakra is being affected, or do we need to focus on for this full moon? Damn, all of these? We're not doing all of these. I'm gonna do this one. You know what? First time ever. Because these, we need all of these. I'm just going to make the message to those short because they have a story with each of them. I'm not even going to read the story. But we need every message of each card that dropped out. It all applies. This is dope. And then if this is your first time here in my readings, like, I love it because everything flows. Like, the things that I talk about, like I said, they're going to come up in the cards. It never fails, right? It never fails. It's so, I love it. It's so satisfying. One more, a crystal healing. I have cards. You pick a crystal, and the crystal that is going to be picked, if you can't get a physical, if you can't get that crystal physically, get a picture of it, research it, and try to get it if you can. I love crystals, as you can see. This is rose quartz. This is blue kyanite. It emits only positive energy, okay? Blue and black kyanite for protection. I know a lot of people say black tourmaline, but nobody talks about black kyanite. I have both, blue and black, but the blue I had made into a ring, okay? Emits nothing but positive energy. It does not carry no negative energy. It'll clean all your crystals. It'll clean everything. I have black and blue kyanite laying everywhere in my office here. It's really good. Carnelian is good. This is good for making money. I love making money. Rose quartz is good for love, relationships. Kyanite, protection. The blue kyanite helps you work on friendships and stuff like that. And this is my wedding ring, and it has tanzanite. And it's my birth color. I don't know too much about tanzanite, or I can't remember. Because this was like newly found or something, like for a Capricorn. Something else was supposed to be our birthstone, but it's tanzanite, and I love tanzanite. Blue tanzanite, purple tanzanite. It's very pretty. I know the, this, whatever they call it, characteristics of it. I just can't think about it right now. But yeah, incorporate crystals. Even me incorporating this deck, because I haven't used the crystal deck in a while, is a sign that you should incorporate crystals in this certain transition. Bathroom break. Yep. As soon as I pull all the cards that I need, I'm gonna go hit the ladies' room, and then I'll be right back. I'm not gonna play any music, y'all, because whenever I play music, Instagram be trying to shut my stuff off. And I'm actually going to check my time and make sure that I'm not going for a certain amount of time, because they'll just shut me down. I think it's like 4 hours. 4 hours max that you can record at a time on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. But thank you guys for checking in. Whoever's here, if you've been here for the whole duration or just tapping in, that's what's up. If you just clicked on my room, you clicked on my room for a reason. Hey, Dad. What's up, Dad? Good morning. Happy Sunday. Full moon blessings. So, people don't just click on me for no reason at all. There's definitely a message in here. And like I said, if you're listening to it now, great. Catch it on the replay. I'll put it on Instagram for a little bit, but usually I load these up on YouTube. I may leave this up on Instagram. I don't know, but it's going to be here for now anyway. So, looks like I have, you know what? Nope. Y'all gonna be mad at me. I got one more card to pull. This is another deck I haven't incorporated in a long time. Past life. Because sometimes in our current life, we can be affected by past life situations. And especially with, like, you ever feel like with certain situations in your life or certain things that come up, like you can never get ahead. Like, it's always the same thing with a certain situation. You can't shake the situation, this person, this environment. It's probably because it's a reoccurring thing whenever you reincarnate, if you believe in reincarnation. So a lot of the times we carry energy, we carry emotions, feelings, triggers from past lives, right? Sometimes money issues aren't from this current life. They're from past lives, right? Just to throw it out there, like, say if you're somebody who has money issues, if you have a hard time saving money, keeping money, just have money issues in general, probably in your past life or the prior past lives, you probably were somebody who was rich, who was really rich, or you lived in a community environment where you didn't have to have money because all your needs were taken care of with the community, right? So just think about that. I do past life reading. I have past life cards too. Just think about that. I just like to put that out there as far as the money situation is concerned. So if you're somebody who struggles with money, it's probably because you were really wealthy and money was not a concern to you because you had it at your disposal, or you lived in a community environment where you didn't need money because y'all bartered, y'all traded. The community took care of each other, right? And so it's a different atmosphere and environment when money is not the focus, right? Even successful or rich people, they are more creative. They have the ability to think better. They're smarter, so to speak, because they're not worried about money. Half of us, the poor people, the low people on a totem pole, we're worrying about money. So our health comes into play, being sick, all types of things spring up because of lack of money, right? So just think about that. If you have money issues, and start thinking about how you can, or if you want to know or get a reading done on how we can fix those energies that are still tied to you from your past lives, right? Things like that, money. That's why I do the money attraction. That's why I do the energy clearing, because you don't know what's in your energy field. I also have a cord cutting ritual. It's $7. If you want to learn how to cut energies, release from people out your life, you can release from people that you keep connecting with in each lifetime, right? Those people that maybe you just met them and you feel like you've known them forever, right? These are souls that you've connected with already. So we interact with the same souls over and over. It doesn't matter how many people you meet in your lifetime. you've interacted with them before on whatever scale or scope in another lifetime. All right, so we're going to do a past life card. Damn, that just flew out. I guess we're just going to rock with that one. So, I've picked all my cards, y'all. Yay, we got through it. All right, I've been talking for about 3 hours and we didn't even get to the reading yet. We had to do the pre-reading first. We had to do the pre-work. We had to have certain information in order to move forward with the reading. We had to understand what the ram was, the animal, its characteristics, how it responds, reacts to its environment in order to use those characteristics and those traits for ourselves in real time, in real life. Okay, so if you didn't catch that, don't worry about it. I'm going to leave this up and I'm going to put it on YouTube. Urban Mystik TV. Urban Mystik, URBANMYSTIK. Go over to YouTube and follow me at Urban Mystik TV, okay? Follow me, subscribe, things of that nature. So, I'll be right back. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for checking in. I'm going to go to the ladies' room. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and end this and then I'm going to come back. Because I don't know how long this reading is going to be. Okay, so I'm going to end this. I'm going to call this the pre-reading to the reading. All right, so don't worry. I'm going to end this live and I'm coming right back. I promise, okay? I promise. I'm going to hit it. And then once I go live again, then I'm going to go to the ladies' room and then we can get into this. But I just been on here too long. I don't want Instagram to cut me off. I'll be right back.